What's up, my friend? Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be taking a look at the 3 core elements you need for an effective sales page. And we could really get more complicated. We could talk about 9, 10 elements. But if we were really to boil it down to the core essentials, these would be the ones that I would personally recommend. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to put it together. I think it could also get pretty overwhelming and confusing. So hopefully this gives you a really solid framework to follow when you're building your next sales page. If you stick around to the very end, I've got a special Kajabi offer for you. So stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's kind of dive into this process. So the first one I would always recommend is to make sure you have a headline or a hook at the very beginning, at the very top of the page to attract the listener's attention, or sorry, the viewer's attention right away. And this is important because this is literally the very first thing that they're going to see, you know? So for example, this is my sales page for my most popular product. It's called Cinematic Music Creation. My niche is to help composers basically write music on their computers and making it sound great. So this program is all about helping them do exactly that. And the hook that I've chosen is write the music you've always heard in your head. You see, it's super simple, but it's very direct and it's very benefit driven. So I'm literally telling them what they will achieve after going through this course in one sentence. And then you have a subheading, right? Which allows you to slightly elaborate on this. So my subheading here is discover a step-by-step program that will teach you everything you need to know to compose, produce, orchestrate, mix, and master professional sounding music from your studio using the tools you already have. It's super juicy, but it's a long sentence, but I had to find a way to basically encapsulate everything my program does down into one sentence. And it took me a while to come to this one, but I'm pretty happy with it. And then what I do is I always include a call to action button just below it so that if they want to buy the product right away, they can simply click it and then they can find out what the price is and get access to it right away. So that is core element number 1, is to make sure you have that solid hook and then you can have that sub headline. It's optional, but it is recommended. Then core element number 2 is the problem, right? Because no one is going to really buy a product if they don't feel like they have a problem that they want to solve. So the way you can do this is you can basically tell a little story about yourself or your personal background, you know, what you've come across in terms of this problem. And so basically here I talk about my background a little bit. And I said, you know, I spent months researching gear, workflow, and sample libraries in my niche. And I was spending more and more money and I couldn't figure out why my music wasn't sounding good. And then I say, but you know, what I didn't realize was it's all about how you use these tools and equipment to create the music. So it's not really about the tools that will make the music sound better, but it's how we use those tools ourselves to make the music sound better, right? So I'm basically telling them that you have to be the one that takes control of the music, not just the equipment that you're using, you know? And so I'm saying, you know, every composer needs a streamlined workflow with minimal equipment, and then we should be able to do these things. Think of ideas quickly, flesh them out into a completed piece, you know, arrange our music with high quality results, and so on and so forth. So I'm kind of painting the benefits. And then I said, you know, I've taken everything I know and distilled it into a easy to follow system that's super practical and that will allow you to produce and compose, arrange, and mix your orchestral mockups. And then I announced the product, and this is the solution, right? So it's the hook, that's number 1. To attract their attention. Then you're listing the problem, so you're telling them what they need to fix, right? And then you're introducing the solution as your product. And this is the 3rd core element. So you're presenting your course or your membership or whatever it is as the solution. And then here is where you can talk more about it. You can give them an overview of what they can expect after going through the material, show them a little breakdown of what they can expect. Here I have a little bonus of like, okay, if you buy this course, you'll have exclusive discounts from developers and companies that I'm working with that produce these instruments. Some testimonials, you know, this is for you if, and this is not for you if. And then I talk about the price. Then we have the guarantee. Bonuses are another core element you should have. And then, you know, some call to action buttons. And then you have the price, right? So you have tier pricing, you know, standard and inner access or the gold version, right? Always give them more than one option to choose from, and that's basically it. So the sales page isn't that long, but it basically has these core elements and more. But if you keep those in mind, you know, the hook and the sub headline, then presenting what the problem is and how personally you overcame that problem, and then sharing that solution that you have as the answer to that problem, then it's a very simple way for you to basically share that message with the prospective buyer and make it feel like they're being understood. And by the way, just on a, as a side note, you should be doing this market research through your free content. So you might be asking like, well, how do I know what course I should be producing for them? How do I know what that problem is? And how do I know what that solution is? And you find that out through your free content, through the content marketing. And I've been running my YouTube channel now for 4+ years. So I kind of have a pretty good idea of what my audience is looking for the most part. And they kind of keep on asking for the same material over and over again. So I kind of share the same material, but in a different way that makes sense to them. And I've learned over the years what they really resonate with and what kind of content they're looking for. And this course is basically my all-encompassing like flagship course that I direct them to when they subscribe to my email list, and basically that I pitch through my funnel. So that's basically the idea. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. And if you follow these core ideas, I know that you're going to have some pretty good results with your sales pages. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you're curious about trying Kajabi for yourself, because this entire landing page, my entire business actually is run on Kajabi, and you have the ability to create these beautiful pages on Kajabi and much, much more: landing pages, forms, analytics, hosting all your online products, email marketing, and so much more. Then if you're interested, I want to give you a 30-day free trial. They usually give you 14 days, so I want to give you more than double that, and I want to give you 2 mini courses in addition to that. So the first one goes over how I would use Kajabi from start to finish, and it's called Kajabi in 30 days. So during your free trial, you can watch that entire thing, just binge it, set up your initial products, start selling, and get going right away. And then the second one you'll receive after becoming a paying member, and this is going over my content marketing strategy. So how I basically use content to build a brand and build my business for the long term and make it sustainable for as long as possible. So that one is super valuable as well, and you'll receive it absolutely free when you become a paying member of Kajabi using my link. And just so you know, it is an affiliate link, so that means when you become a paying member, part of your payment will come back to support me and the channel, which I really do appreciate. There's no obligation, but just so you know, those are the benefits you'll receive from using my link. And if you're interested in how I'm using sales pages and my business to basically generate revenue, then I highly recommend you checking out this video. Sorry about that. This video where I basically made $10,000 in 5 days over the course of one product launch. So if you're curious about the emails I sent and how that process went, then I definitely want to give that to you, and you can check that video out right now. So I'll see you in that one. Take care.